So very good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about the various power sources for robo drives. Okay, so robo naturally requires some energy to operate our their arms, like our hands and legs. Okay, robo has some actuators to actuate the joints and the grippers, everything. So let us see what are the different actuators required for the robot today. So this is a very important topic in the first unit. Okay. So the power sources for robots, okay, robots and actuators. There are many power actuators are there actually. So basically, the very small and the effective one is electrical actuator. Okay. Electrical actuator. Here, so today's presentation start with the power sources. So the power sources for robotics, this is also called drives, the drives. Okay, drives. So the electrical actuator is very clean. This actuator mainly used in the clean environment. Then the hydraulic actuators used for very high size in huge size robots. Normally hydraulic actuators use. The pneumatic actuators are can be small or medium size. This electrical actuator and the pneumatic actuator can be combined. Most of the cases, the electrical actuator and the pneumatic actuators are joined together. We missed here one more actuator called a mechanical type. Okay, so mechanical type of actuator. This is also mostly used in the industrial automation purpose. Okay, so mechanical. So basically, there are four types of actuators: electrical, hydraulic, and pneumatic actuators. So finally, we see how to calculate a DC motor, selection of DC motor for a particular robo actuators, right? So that is the final case. This we already see the different configurations of robo.
Sir, screen share ಆಗಲ್ಲ sir.
Share ಆಗಲಿಯಾ?
ಆಮಾ sir.
Oh, sorry. Now okay?
Yes sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So the power sources for robots. The power sources for robots is an important element in the robot drive system. The drive system supplies the power which enables the robot to move. The dynamic performance of a robot is determined by the drive system adapted. What type of drive system adapted? Say hydraulic drive, electric drive, pneumatic drive, and mechanical drives. Okay, so let's see one by one. First, where at what situation the hydraulic drives are used. The drive system for robo requires a great speed, so great speed and strength near large size. So these can be used to actuate the linear or rotational joints, linear and rotational joints of the robo. Clear? So they provide high speed and strength, high speed and strength. Hydraulic systems are adapted for larger industrial robots. So this is for mainly larger industrial robots. So this disadvantage of this is it occupies more space. Leakages. Hydraulic means some oils and some type of special liquid fluid is filled with the robo uh, uh, pipes. Okay, the hydraulic drives. So the problem of leaks and making floor messy. Okay, so this is major disadvantage of the robo. But these robots are mainly replaces where the fire hazards. If you use if you use electrical motor, some sparks will occur. So if you use in firing hazards environments a DC motor, so the DC motor is normally not preferred in the fire hazarding the area. Okay, for example, spray painting. So spray painting means paints are normally used with some ethanol based material, alcoholic based material. So firing can be easily occurred while using the spraying gun. So for spraying gun, spray painting, spraying robots, we normally go for hydraulic drives. Okay. Next is the electric drive. So this, when compared with the electric drive, the hydraulic drive, these electric drives are very small size but less speed. So less speed and strength. Robo provides the electrical drives provides less speed and strength. Not only less speed, because why less speed means we use gear system with the DC motor. Okay, so gear system. Normally robo uses a DC motor along with gears. Okay, so DC motor plus gear. So what is the basic purpose of gear? Gear reduces the speed, but it will give some small strength. So high torque motor only supply the more strength. So there are two type of DC motor. Particularly, I will tell you one thing. In electric drive, there are many type of motors used. Basically, DC motor. In DC motor, there are two types. Okay, two types. One is a shunt motor. Other one is series motor. So shunt motor gives less torque, whereas the series motor gives more torque. Okay. So then another type of motor called this. Actually, this DC motor, shunt and series motors are permanent magnet DC motors. Whereas there are in modern nowadays normally go for even electrical vehicle in modern robots go with permanent magnet brushless DC motor. Okay, PMBLDC. So permanent magnet DC motor is very energy efficient. Nowadays, most of the drive system, even electric drive, electrical vehicle, electrical bicycle, in all system, the permanent magnet brushless DC motor is mainly used. This can be very smaller in size. Even these motors you could see in the hard drive, our computer's hard drives. No? So inside the hard drive, there is a very small micro motor. So those motors are very efficient and very smaller in size. So the permanent magnet DC motor is the one of the method. Please go through some literature to know about the various operation of permanent magnet DC motor. So the robots supported by electric drive system are more accurate, exhibit better repeatability. This is very important. One is very cleaner when compared with hydraulic drive as well as the pneumatic drive system. So the pneumatic drive, system are generally used for smaller robots. So mostly, as I told you earlier, the smaller robots or any robot can be the combination of electric drive with the pneumatic drive. So those motors are called solenoid operated. Those motors are called solenoid operated DC motor. So solenoid operated DC motor. Okay. The purpose of the major purpose of the pneumatic drive systems are pick and place. Last class we shown one pick and place robot made by wooden arms. Then material handling operations. Then these are simple and it has very short cycle times. Just to pick and place, very short cycle times. So these are very less expensive than electric and hydraulic robots. So pneumatic operated robots are cost-wise very cheap when compared with these two. So most pneumatic robots operated mechanically fixed endpoints for the each axis. Okay. So it makes possible for a firm to build their own robots at substantial cost savings. Simple tasks such as pick and this already we discussed. Machine loading. These two are already sorry. So these are the basic pneumatic drives. You see, pneumatic drives are used for smaller robots. These robots with smaller degree of freedom carry simple pick and place and material. These are all example for pneumatic drive system. Here the robo arm is attached at this end. Okay, this is for pneumatic drive connection. This end is connected to this. These are all cylinders, pneumatic cylinders, air cylinders. So where we can supply through compressor. So air is actually compressor will be somewhere here. So compressor. So air compressor. So through air compressor we supply cylinder air to the cylinder. Through cylinder it moves up and down. There are, I already mentioned, there are two types of cylinder: single acting cylinder and double acting cylinder. Let's see one by one. So this is the entire connection for a pneumatic drive. So this is tank, air, nitrogen or carbon dioxide tank. This is the expansion chamber. This is a regulator. It will maintain the pressure range less than 100 psi output for the cylinder. Single solenoid. So this is electrically actuated pneumatic drive system diagram. So see here solenoid. Solenoid is nothing but a electrical actuator. Okay, solenoid. So we maintain pressure through the pressure gauge. The solenoid valve is attached here. This is the final actuator. So this actuator is electrically actuated pneumatic drive. So this is actually electrically actuated pneumatic drive. Okay, PND, electrically actuated pneumatic drive system. So this is a typical connection for a robot. The advantage and disadvantage of pneumatic actuators. So advantage is very simple and low cost, high speed of moving, ease of reverse movement, that is forward and reverse movement, high reliability of work, then explosion and fire safety. So this is basically free from explosion and fire safety. So ecological purity. So it is nothing but if we supply nitrogen or carbon dioxide air, this is pure. Okay. So ecological purity is applicable here. So disadvantage, compressibility of the air, very high air. So that is the major disadvantage. So the impossibility to receive uniform and constant speed of working body's movement, difficulties in performance of at low speed, difficulties in performance at low speed, limited conditions of usage. Okay. See, this is a basic hydraulic system. As I mentioned earlier, great speed and strength. This is the simple hydraulic system, basic hydraulic system. This is a pump. This is pump. This is left cylinder and right cylinder. So this is single actuating. So this arm is connected to the robo to move the arm, the robo arm forward and reverse direction. So this is a single actuator cylinder. Okay, the main disadvantage of this is it occupies more space and the floor is massive. That means oil, greasy. So in the near the hydraulic system, so fully greasy like structure. So it is not. It occupies more space and not clean. So there are types of hydraulic actuators. Linear actuator. Okay, linear actuator and rotary actuators. So linear actuator provides linear motion, rotary actuators provides rotary motion. So then semi-rotary. The rotary means the previous one is this rotary is for 360-degree rotation. Okay, 360-degree rotation. Whereas this less than 360-degree rotation. Then linear hydraulic actuators can be classified into three groups: single acting cylinders, double acting cylinders, displacement cylinders. So this is a simple single actuating cylinder. So there is a vent and this is a ram. Okay, so ram this moves and up and down. So we supply air through this vent. Okay, inside this vent for leakage. Okay, leakage of air. So this is a spring for regaining its position. So this is piston. Okay, this is the ram. Ram or otherwise called, this is also called rack. Okay, rack and pinion. Okay, rack and pinion. So this are all rack or ram. Okay, so this is single acting cylinder types. So there are different type of four types of single acting cylinders. So this is load being lifted. So this load being lifted by this. You see, this is under pressure. When we apply pressure, it moves up. This is similarly here. So when we apply here, this will move upside. So this here, the robo arm connected here will be moving down. Similarly here. Okay. So four types of actuating cylinder. So this is one example for pneumatic. Sorry. You see, this is one hydraulic cylinder. Single acting hydraulic cylinder. Okay. Next, this is also single acting with the inclined movement, but the robo is attached at this arm. Okay, here also robo is attached at the axial of the gear. Okay, so this is rack and pinion arrangement. This is single acting cylinder. Okay, see here. This is also single acting. See, this is a double acting cylinder. So both side oil is extend. This is oil inside and outside. So this is a ram. This is a rack or piston. This piston and rack or ram. Okay, piston and ram. So oil is fully one side is extended. This is retracted. See the example. So the robo arm is attached at this end. Robo arm is attached at this end. So see here, one side the liquid is filled, other side when the other side is filled, it moves this towards this side. So the both directional. So this type of actuator is called double acting cylinder. So this is a displacement cylinder. So this is another type of this is instead of piston, a collar type arrangement is here. So this is piston type. This piston type. So the robo actuator is attached at the drive shaft here. Okay, at this end, the shoe plate and this. So this is comes under the piston type. So this is bent axis type. So fluid inlet, fluid outlet. So by going the fluid inside, this will press. So this moves towards this side. When the liquid is flowing out through this vent, so it will move. It will rotate the drive shaft. So this is used for angular displacement of the robo actuators. This is a lever arm, output shaft arm connected here. So this and this both are fixed. So by moving up and down this piston and ram, so this will make a rotational movement. Okay. So this is an example for gear with the ram, piston and ram. So gear, rack and pinion. So this is rack and pinion movement. Okay. Rack and pinion movement. This is mechanical drive, pure mechanical drive. This drives purely with the help of mechanical motion. This belt driven system. So this is used for rotary movement of robos. This is also a pure mechanical drive. You see the real operation.